If this is your first time watching, welcome to Emotion Picture. This is a social experiment where we focus on one subject per entry. We provide stimuli for the subject and take photographic documentation of their emotional response. In this photograph we meet our subject. Her name is Helena. The subject was instructed to look directly at the camera in this photograph and told to remain expressionless. In spite of this, the subject hints at nervousness and confusion. In this photograph, you can see that the subject is slightly more comfortable with the situation. This is because we've asked her to talk about herself. It's noteworthy how, in all of the subjects so far, every single one has become more comfortable when posed with this particular question. In this photograph, we've asked the subject why she thinks she feels more comfortable when talking about herself. She went silent when posed with this question, reflecting on it. This is the first time this particular question was asked, so we have no data on whether other subjects would behave in the same defensive way. In this photograph, we have asked the subject about her fiancé and their relationship. She seems to have brightened up and is more than willing to talk about this topic that seems to make her particularly happy. This suggests a happy, healthy relationship. As far as the subject is aware, her fiancé is currently at work. In this photograph, we have asked the subject about her career. At this instant, she was talking about her education. It is likely she was lying. We can assume this as she seemed slightly agitated and kept looking at the ground. In this photograph, we've asked the subject why she was lying to us and informed her that we are perfectly aware of her educational history. We've informed her that she really should be punished for her lies. In this photograph, the subject is walking to the door, having asked us to leave her house. In this photograph, we have asked the subject why she wished us to leave. She appears angry because we have gotten in her way, preventing her from opening the door. In this photograph, the subject is on the phone, having called her fiancé. The image is out of focus as we were unable to control our laughter for long enough to make adjustments. She can hear his phone ringing. In this photograph, the subject is shocked and confused as she realises he is in their backyard. Our expression has led to her fearing, partially for her fiancé's well-being, but mostly for her own. In this photograph, the subject has attacked us to get to the backyard. In this photograph, the subject is running and screaming while we follow. In this photograph, the subject has paused in shock at the sight of her fiancé's corpse. In this photograph, the subject kneels over the dead body of her fiancé. His skull has been heavily damaged due to 3 blows to the head with a blunt object. In this photograph, the subject is depicted after having tried to stop the bleeding. It's noteworthy how emotive her hands appear in this image. They're slightly curled up, contorted in a disgusted fashion, stained with the blood of the man she loves. In this photograph, the subject is crying out for help. She is terrified for her life, and in her panicked state she seems to show no inkling of an ability to fight back. In this photograph, the subject appears to be feeling a mixture of emotions. These may include anger, terror, disgust, confusion, and possibly many others. The subject is capable of these emotions as we have given her ample time to grieve. It is fascinating how, with the correct stimuli, we can consistently create such intense reactions. The subject is terrified. She seems entirely unable to exhibit any other emotional response. This is her reaction to her fiancé's violent murder. In this photograph, the subject is depicted breaking down. We imagine that the shock has finally begun to dissipate leaving her to react to the raw facts of the scenario. Her fiancé has been murdered, and she is next. The subject has moved on from any possibility of escape. She is pleading for her life. This is likely because her jaw was broken and she can feel every inch of the pain. Fortunately, she has only seconds before this will end.